Hello everyone, bringing you a video today which forms a very late response to one of a series of videos put out by the National Army Museum several years ago looking at the kit worn by the British soldier at the outbreak of the First World War. Now, if anyone with a knowledge of First World War kit, First World War British infantry, British soldier, who watches these videos will see many things wrong with them. Frankly, for a video put out by a National Museum, they're pretty abysmal. There are basic errors made which really should not be made. One of which is obviously the capacity of the cartridge carriers is wrongly stated. Some of the contents of the web equipment are described incorrectly, and the equipment worn by the reenactor involved is pretty poor, pretty low quality reproduction, when you would have thought the National Army Museum of all people could get an original set of web equipment together to have a look at. But never mind. There's a specific point that comes up in the video which I want to address here.
To the side, the water bottle. There's 1.5 pints of water. So on a day like this, very important bit of kit. But on a day like this also, you've got to drink it quickly because this water soon turns into a brown, tepid liquid.
Now, it may well turn tepid in hot temperatures, but the idea that it'll go brown and fetid, which I assume is what's meant by this, is ridiculous. I've taken the opportunity, as I've recently been on the walk around the Derwent reservoirs, as you may have seen in previous videos. I carried a full water bottle with me, of course, to keep the weight correct, and I filled this on the Friday before, before that weekend. It's now a week on the Sunday, and I'm going to empty the contents of this out into a bowl so that you can see. And this bottle hasn't been sterilised. This has been sat dry in my collection for, well, several years. I don't know how much it was used prior to that. The cork inside, the screw on the cork is a bit rusty, so I wouldn't drink from this. If I wanted to drink from this, I would give it a good sterilise. I'd boil it out, sterilise it, and replace the cork. But I don't think there's anything wrong with the enamel on the inside. I don't think it's chipped on the inside, and therefore the water should be clean. There's nothing to say that the water in an enamel water bottle, provided you put clean water in, you'll get clean water out. This is a very odd statement made in this video by the National Army Museum, and it's misinformation. I just can't get my head round why that statement will be made. So we're going to have a look at the water that comes out of this. As I say, it's been in here over a week, and see what it's like. So on to that. Okay, so here we have the Mark 7 water bottle I carried with me on the walk around the Derwent reservoirs. As you can probably hear, it's the Sunday morning of the weekend after, and I actually filled this on the Friday the weekend previously, so obviously it's been over a week since this was filled. It's a little bit windy, so there might be some wind noise on the camera, I'm afraid, but I wanted to get this filmed today. First thing to show, if you see here, it is in fact watertight. If you fill the bottle, the reason for filling the bottle before going on the walk was so the cork would have time to swell and seal the bottle. This one I've never really sterilised, and the cork, as you'll see when I open this, the retaining pin, the screw on the cork is a bit rusty, so I wouldn't necessarily drink from this without cleaning it up and replacing the cork first. But the water in this has been in here for over a week. The bottle's not been sterilised prior to doing this, so let's see what the state of the water is. Not looking very brown and scummy to me. So there is absolutely nothing wrong. If you get a clean one of these and you sterilise it, there is absolutely nothing wrong with carrying water in it. So there we are. As you can see, the water was perfectly clean. This bottle's just been sat around. It's been at room temperature. It's been in the sun, so it's got warm. It got relatively warm on the day of the march. So the water's been at various different temperatures. And it's been sat in there for a week. In an unsterilised bottle, it wasn't like I cleaned the bottle previously, so there's plenty of time for stuff to grow in the water if it wanted to. The idea that the water in an enamelled water bottle will turn brown and fetid over the course of a day is ridiculous, frankly, unless it's dirty water in the first place. It's like putting it in a porcelain bowl. The enamel is the same sort of surface as you get in a glazed dish or bowl. So the idea that there's going to be contamination from the metal or anything like that unless it's chipped is just not the case. So these are safe to use. If you get a clean one, and if the enamel's not damaged, that's an important thing to check. Generally, dings on the outside would suggest dings on the inside as well. And also empty them out, make sure there's no bits inside, no bits of enamel, no bits of debris or anything. And boil them out, give them a good boiling out and sterilise them before use. And obviously fresh corks are definitely a good idea as well. This one, as you can see, the cork's a bit manky on this and it's rusty. The screw holding the cork in place is rusty. I think this has probably been left for a long time without being properly dried out. So I'm going to at some point replace the cork in this, or I think I have another which might be a bit better still, and I will put a fresh cork in that for using. So there it is, just a short video looking at that, because it's something that's bugged me for a long time, and I finally had opportunity, with having had the bottle with water in it for a prolonged period, to demonstrate that this idea is bunk, and it's not something I've read of anywhere. An account at the time. Obviously, if you were filling from a river or a stream or something, you may get a problem there, but if you were supplied with clean drinking water, it wouldn't be a problem. So that's everything I wanted to cover in the video. If you like this sort of video, if you like this sort of content looking at British military and so forth, then please do consider subscribing if you haven't already, as I always say, and do make sure you hit the little notification button, the bell, so you're notified of future uploads. I also have a Facebook and an Instagram page, so if you'd like to see more photographs of the collection, reenacting events and so forth, do check those out. Facebook's also a good place to get in touch with me as well. The messenger on there is better than YouTube's own. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to cover in the video. So until next time, bye for now.